Cash Nation, welcome back to your brand new video. So today we're watching Civil with Everett. Now, just a few dumb quick thoughts. No interest in this film, didn't care for it much. But because of reception and Jaren specifically, I decided to give this a check out, okay? It's a Tuesday afternoon. We're going to early screen of it today. Basically, I'm expecting a thrilling, joyful ride. Maybe my top 5 movies of the year. We'll have to wait and see. I've had no interest in this film whatsoever, but I've heard nothing but good things about it. Looks solid, looks decent. They answer some questions we're gonna have, but that's fine, okay? Just as long as you tell a good story, great action, great everything, I'm all good for it. So without further ado, we'll talk exactly how good or bad Civil War is. So we just gotta sing Civil War.
It was great. It was so good. I had to jump in here, give you guys my thoughts. It's the second 10 out of the 10 for the year for me.
It's not for everybody.
Yeah, it was phenomenal, but it's not for everybody. That's for sure. It's very graphic.
Yeah.
It's horribly depressing.
Yes.
No matter what your thoughts are on the state of affairs, it's hard to see. It's hard to see your home like that. You know.
It's hard to stomach it.
Yeah, it's hard to stomach it. I mean, you see war elsewhere, in deserts or whatnot. It's easy to think that would never happen here.
Yeah.
Or it's hard to picture yourself in that situation. And this movie really makes you think about what you would do, and not in a political sense.
No.
Just like with your family and whatnot. Because the whole movie, I mean, it follows journalists, obviously.
Yeah.
And you see, you know, they photograph with combat and, you know, the innocence and how it's affected them as well. And you see what men have done forever. It's and will do. So I highly recommend it. It is phenomenal. It really is.
Did it bother you that they didn't explain how this became to be? And the second question is, are you bothered by the fact that it didn't give the best conclusion, if you will? It didn't explain much behind what's going on.
Yeah, I'm not too upset that it didn't explain much. I think it was really, the point of the film was to really just show what it would do to the people of America here, and not really why it happened. I mean, you could draw your own conclusions as to why it happened.
Yeah.
Or, you know, anybody could do that. It gives few hints, like the president is in his 3rd term.
Yeah.
But it doesn't specify, you know, anything he's done other than he got rid of the FBI. But I don't see how that's really significant or how that would, you know, start a conflict like that. But I'm not too upset that it didn't explain it. I think it was really, when you take out, you know, all of that, you see what war really is. You know, it's easy to justify, or it's not easy, but I mean, it makes it easier to justify war when you know why it's happening or whatnot. That's how the forces on either side justify it, but it's never mentioned in the film, so you just see war for what war is. You see what it does to people, and that's what I enjoyed most about this, that it didn't explain that, and it gives you a pure look at what war really is.
It's very, very real. I would say this. It's adrenaline rushing. You're on the edge of your seat the entire time. I first 15-20 minutes, I will confess, I didn't like it at first. I think the reason why I didn't like it was because of how real it was, and I didn't accept that.
Yeah, it was hard to see at first.
It doesn't hold back.
It's hard to accept. I mean, the first shots, I mean, you see
a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you see destruction in places you would hope you would never see it.
You see some inhumane things happen.
Yeah, you see desperate people doing desperate things.
I got 2 things to tell you, by the way. While I want your reaction to this. I got some bad news and some surprising news. Okay. Bad news. This is Alex Garland's last film.
Really?
He's no longer doing it.
He's done with it now?
I think he's done that. And Jesse Plemons was called as last minute casting choice.
Yeah.
A week before he was supposed to be in a scene.
Well, I think that they made a right choice there.
Yeah.
I mean,
because that
if
scene,
you like Jesse Plemons in Breaking Bad, he really invokes that character within that scene. And I think if you've seen the trailer, you're familiar, but it gets a whole lot. It's more intense when you know the context and the stakes behind it. And I thought, just going back to the rest of the film, the combat, and especially the penultimate scene at the end, they are incredibly stressful. And even though you know what's going to happen, it's still incredibly, really, it's shocking, you know. But I thought it was great, the way it was written, you know, the storylines, the actions taken by people, you know, in the final moments and whatnot.
Oh man,
I thought that, you know, if you look throughout history, especially more recent falls of empires, so to speak, you'll see people in the room there, you know, in the room, who are making the calls and whatnot, take similar courses of action, and similar things happen. But I thought it was so good. I just had to jump in here and tell you guys, it really 10 out of 10. Second best movie of the year behind Dune.
Would you recommend it?
I would recommend it, and I would recommend you see it in the theater immediately.
I will add this right now. Do yourselves a favor. Be careful walking into this. It's graphic. It's real. It doesn't sugarcoat, and it doesn't hide stuff, okay? If you're someone who doesn't mind 1 or 2 graphic sequences, this might not be for you, because there's a lot of it.
I mean,
it's not even like planned. Like, there was a specific scene you know of, I'm talking about, where I literally, me and another person sounded like, oh crap.
It was.
I
mean, when I'm commending it for showing what war is, it really does. And you know, I think it's a good message. I mean, to anyone with a heart, it'll break your heart.
Yeah, it will.
And I encourage you to come and get your heart broken. And it's, you know, it's not any political sense.
No.
It's just from one, like, human seeing humans in strife, and humans that are around you, right next to you. You know, there's a sequence, we're sitting at a mall right now, there's a sequence where they're at a mall and it's completely dead, it's completely destroyed and whatnot. I encourage everybody to see it.
I would say this, I think I'm gonna be with you on the same page. I think it's a top seller. I think it's a 10 out of 10. It's my third favorite movie of the year. It's something I will always remember, especially the last shots of this film. Definitely go watch this, but just be careful with it. But as always, subscribe and like for more reactions.
See you guys.